I'm Dr. Stephen Collins, TeHEP Director, and haven't reported in for a bit, but we're now here on the 6th of January. We're a few weeks into the excavation, so I wanted to report, tell you what's going on around the site. By the time we reach next week, we'll be at our maximum number of volunteer diggers from various countries around the world, and we'll be up to about 60 total folks on the ground here, plus we're going to up our number of local workers to 20, 25, maybe even 30, and so we'll have our maximum number of diggers on the site, and that's exciting for us because we have some very large areas opened up and quite a few square supervisors on the ground. So we're ready to do some excavation in many places that we haven't seen before, and so we'll be excited to bring you that in these little reports next week. In the Sacred Precinct, or the temple area, we've actually continue to find very large walls associated with that structure, plus an altar area that is a circular altar of some sort. And so that really helps us identify that structure as a temple. So as we continue to clarify that area, it'll be interesting to see all these temple-like features come into play. Most of the ceramic material we're finding in and around that temple area is fine ware. It's specialty ware associated not with domestic architecture, but with very special usage in a sacred context. Over in Hal's squares that are just to the west of the temple area, we have a fairly large administrative area, an administrative building associated with the temple. It's 20 meters by 60 meters. In that area, we also have some Iron Age squatting, maybe farmhouse going on the surface, and with that we have a figurine, seemingly an altar, an incense altar of some sort, which may be reused from a much earlier period. And but all of that whole complex dates to the Middle Bronze Age, and then with previous phases going below it dating to the Intermediate Bronze and the Early Bronze Age. Here in our big trench, LA 28, which is laid across the Bronze Age fortification, both the Early Bronze Age and the Middle Bronze Age fortifications, plus quite a bit of domestic architecture on the inside of the city. We have some skeletons that are probably associated with the Middle Bronze II destruction, possibly an earlier destruction, but we're trying to sort that out right now. But we have some individuals that were traumatically buried when a phase of the city collapsed in a catastrophic way, and that's very interesting but very delicate. Taken us quite a while to get those skeletons stabilized with the plastic matrix being done by our conservator. So all of that is a very slow process, but it's going to tell us quite a bit. We haven't seen skeletons to this point, but now we've got them, and it looks very much like they were killed in situ in a collapsing building. Trench LA 28 this year is being widened out from just 1 square wide, one 6-meter square, to 2 6-meter squares, so taking it out to about 12 meters wide. And of course it's 60 meters long top to bottom, so it's a pretty good swath. And in that we're opening up some houses. We want to be able to see the full extent of some of these Bronze Age houses, particularly from the Middle Bronze Age and the Intermediate Bronze Age, all of which, by the way, are built pretty much on the same footprint, using the same concept. And but the continuous occupation is still very evident. One house being rebuilt in multiple archaeological periods, and a continuation of the pottery, and actually a mixing of the pottery. There's no clean break between one period and the next, which is a sign of continuous occupation for the area. So all this is very interesting. We see more and more every day. Interesting finds, a lot of ceramics, different kinds of some very nice ceramics, in fact, coming out of this area. Things that look almost like fine ware, but of course a lot of the domestic ware as well, cooking pots, things like that. So we got a lot of stuff coming out, and a lot of things are clarifying, and it's always very interesting to get this view of the past as we section into thousands of years of human habitation here in the southern Jordan Valley. We're also doing much more study in our dolmen field, these large megalithic structures that are somehow for ancestor worship or ancestor remembrance, possibly even some funerary kinds of rituals, and many menhirs or standing stones, the stone circles and stone alignments connected with it, and it's all very interesting, and we're also digging some more intact dolmens. The excavation of the intact dolmens is giving us a huge amount of information that coordinates directly with the living city, the urbiscape of Tal el-Hammam. Doing an archaeological excavation of this magnitude and scope requires a lot of money. We really appeal to you if you are into discovery, archaeological discovery, historical discovery, discovering some things even about the Bible times, digging here in the Bible lands, and you'd like to support this kind of work. We certainly would love to have your donations, and you can make your donations online at the website or through the website that we'll give on the screen. Well, it's been good to have you with us for this little brief moment here at Tal el-Hammam, the likely site of biblical Sodom, and we invite you to come back and check in on us again. And if you'd like to be part of our daily updates, you can call our office at the phone number and get on the daily update list to receive the reports coming out daily from the site. So we'd invite you to keep up with us, and we'll see you next time.